So the problem is the cash. Let's decash. And in January of this year, March of this year, the IMF wrote a working paper on decashing. Now, I know that you have this up there on your screen, but not everybody likes to do this. And this is such an important piece out of that I'm going to read it to you. And then I'm going to encourage you also to follow the links that we post for all of these images and go in and read the whole report. It's really interesting and really telling. But they need perception management because they want you to accept this easily. In fact, they want you to volunteer it. So they prefer a private sector-led decashing. Private sector, and that's preferable to a public sector or a government-led decashing. Remember, they just tested that in November in India, and they say the former seems almost benign, more use of mobile phones to pay for coffee, but still needs policy adaptation. In other words, it still has to be legalized, it still has to be regulated. The latter seems more questionable. So if the governments bring this out, that's more questionable. And people may have valid objections to it. I have those. Decashing of either kind leaves both individuals and states more vulnerable to disruptions ranging from power outages to hacks to cyber warfare. In any case, the tempting attempts to impose decashing by a decree should be avoided. Yeah, they did that in India, they did that in Venezuela, they see the results of that. A targeted outreach program is needed to alleviate suspicions related to decashing. They don't want me or you to be suspicious about what their real intentions are, and then they lay out those intentions. In particular, that by decashing, the authorities are trying to control all aspects of people's lives, including their use of money or push personal savings into banks. They say the decashing process would acquire more traction if it were based on, here we go folks, individual consumer choice. Now, that's how they get you to volunteer. If you choose to go into the coffee shop and wave your phone or your hand, if you're chipped, to buy that coffee, then that's your choice. They're not foisting it on you. So this is perception management. You can see it right here.
The ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is giving me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
everything,
you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
From the IMF, what they don't want us to have suspicions about related to decashing, that the authorities are trying to control all aspects of people's lives. And their preference is for it to be an individual choice to voluntarily give up this. Don't volunteer it. Use more cash. I am. I heard myself talking. I realized that I was using my debit card more than cash, and I stopped that. We have to band together. We have to use more cash.